Trump's obsession with the Nobel Prize isn't about peace or politics. It's about proving the world still revolves around him. It sounds funny, right? A man who has been one of the most powerful figures on Earth, still chasing a medal. But for Trump, the Nobel Prize represents something far deeper than an award. It is a symbol of absolute recognition, a kind of global applause that says, "You were right all along." To understand why he wants it so badly, you have to step inside the psychology of ego. In psychology, there is a concept called narcissistic supply. It means the emotional fuel we get when people admire us. For most of us, it is just a boost. But for a narcissistic mind, it becomes a lifeline. The attention is not just enjoyable, it is essential. Trump has built his entire identity around being the winner. So, when the world celebrates others, it feels like a personal betrayal. That missing validation creates something called an ego validation loop. The more he is ignored, the harder he works to be noticed again. It is a cycle that feeds itself endlessly, and that is where it begins to turn darker. Because the obsession isn't really about the Nobel Prize at all. It is about immortality, the fear of fading from relevance. For someone like Trump, being forgotten feels like psychological death. Every speech, every bold statement, every post is his way of staying visible and reminding the world that he still matters. And here is where it circles back to us. We may laugh at his obsession, but in smaller ways, we do the same thing. Every time we check our phones for likes or views, every time we want someone to notice our success, we are feeding that same loop. The same hunger for validation, just on a smaller stage. Attention feels like power. Silence feels like erasure. So the next time you see someone obsessing over fame or approval, remember that they are caught in the same psychological pattern we all battle. The constant need for proof that we matter. Real confidence begins when you no longer depend on the spotlight to know your worth. When your sense of value comes from within, not from applause. And maybe that is what the human journey is really about. Learning to feel complete even when no one is watching. And when you think about it, few stories capture that better than Trump's pursuit of the Nobel Prize, a quest that wasn't just political, but deeply psychological. Power, ego, and validation. Trump's relationship with the Nobel Prize says a lot about human psychology, but I want to know what you think. Why didn't I get it? Comment your theory below.